Chapter 18. Night down south. The winds have died off in the evening, and the bright sun changes slowly into a reddish orb on the horizon. The Sullivan farm sits silently in the evening heat. The group gathered at the barn, the black shadow of the Chiroc's roadmaster between them. Pris closes the trunk and wipes her hands on her pants.
That's all of it,
She says.
Time to go.
She walks over to Anathaen and gently embraces the old Len's fragile body.
We wouldn't be doing this without you. You know that, right?
Pris' serious and thankful expression changes into a mischievous grin.
Expect the media to swoop down on you to interview the Len that made it possible.
She laughs and pats Anathaen's back.
They can talk to my shotgun if they want.
Anathaen retorts dryly. Stepping back, she lets her gaze sweep over this group of fugitives and misfits.
Okay, as they say, last words are for fools who haven't said enough. But I want you to know that however dark and impossible, it will get out there. You'll pull through if you stick together. So off you go.
She steps aside and waves at the group, as one after the other step into the Chiroc's, vanishing from view. A melodic horn sounds and the car slowly rolls over the yard toward the dark red sun on the horizon. The first stars and the silhouettes of the two moons appear in the evening sky. Daylight is quickly fading. Anathaen slowly walks toward her house, watching the car disappear into the dusk. She is full of hope, but her hopes have been disappointed before. While driving along a dirt road, Pris checks the map and enters waypoints on a network of small roads that lead easterly around the city. The only sound in the car is the low hum of the engine, occasionally mixed with the grating sounds of tires running over gravel. As darkness falls, Pris activates the night vision windows. The damaged passenger car window on Saren's side remains black. Its bullet indentations bulge inward. Reluctantly, Saren touches the crumbled safety glass, recalling last night's escape. Pris turns onto a larger limestone road and speeds up the car. No headlights are visible on the long, straight road as the Chiroc's races south, leaving a trail of dust behind it. Every once in a while, Pris swerves around nocturnal animals scavenging the countryside for roadkill. Even the most seasoned desert fox is petrified by this invisible demon that springs out of the night only to vanish without a trace. After their first excitement to be on the road again, the group quickly settled down. They all watched the monochrome scenery unfolding through the night vision windows, lost in their own thoughts. Ghostly images of gnarled trees and underbrush flit by as the car veers onto yet another dirt road. The path winds through steep mountain slopes, and large boulders on either side of the road serve as a reminder of the dangers of rockfall. The car eases its way down a serpentine and back up another mountain slope that seems to stretch endlessly toward the south. For hours, Pris navigates these side roads, staying off any road with signs of traffic. Suddenly, Evren's arm clip vibrates. In the half-shadow of the car, Evren's face reflects the display light as she reads the message out loud.
Well done. Made it past most roadblocks. Keep southeast. Avoid County Road D4 as last roadblock south of Dushama. No visible air traffic. Pico says hi.
The message is met with cheers and Arya and Evren laugh briefly at the last words.
That sounds promising.
Raylan nods and leans forward.
Where are we heading to now?
He asks.
See this village down there?
Pris swipes the map to the south and points at a small settlement nestled in the shadow of a mountain range, next to the geothermal power plant.
Last year, I went there to pick up a fortified suspension for the Chiroc. They have a pretty good selection of old parts, and they sell cars and bikes that they find in the desert.
Pris snorts.
We better be extra careful with these people.
She warns.
They're crazy.
She shakes her head, recalling their wild conspiracy theories about AI destroying natural harmony. Raylan scans the village with the eyes of a mission planner.
Lots of hiding places, but only one way in or out.
He murmurs and scratches his neck.
We'd better park way outside and walk on foot into that town.
He suggests.
Wouldn't want to invite them to find our car.
Yeah, it's best if you all stay in hiding.
Pris says.
I'll recon the town first.
Sounds like a plan.
Raylan agrees, summing up their strategy. He finally feels back in the driver's seat. No more being pushed around, but acting with purpose, following his own agenda.
Let me come with you, Pris.
Saren interjects, lacking Raylan's confidence in Pris' skills. Pris glances at her, unsure how to respond to Saren's offer. Saren gives her a cocky smile and purrs.
Come on, you know I can handle myself.
Yeah, but I'm more concerned for the townsfolk.
Taryn laughs, ruffling Saren's curly hair. Saren grabs Taryn's hand and angrily pushes it away.
This is not a cafe and we're not up against a lowly crow worker.
She hisses at Taryn, pointing out the severity of their goal ahead. She turns away, gazing out onto the road ahead.
I can handle myself,
Saren repeats defiantly. Raylan rests his hand on her shoulder and softly responds,
We know, baby. And I think you're right. You should go. I'd choose you as backup any time.
Pris slowly nods while she reflects on Saren's capacity in a tight spot.
Yeah, you're probably right.
She says.
2 guns are better than 1.
We'll play it cool though.
Saren responds, recalling Pris's tendency for extreme measures, like playing chicken with a police copter.
Remember, we need those bikes.
Saren notes with a serious expression on her face. Taryn is surprised by her best friend's austere attitude, her will to see this through. As much as she appreciates Saren's focus on the task, she misses Saren's playful side. Another message from Gepedia comes in.
Approaching settlement. Recommend taking second road to the right to abandoned cement factory. Large open area, multiple exits.
Evren reads aloud. Pris checks the map and nods emphatically.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Nice spot.
She admits, relieved to have found a secluded place to hide her Chirox. Gazing out at the dark horizon, she slows the car down and activates silent mode. The hum of the engine fades away, and even the grating sound of road gravel beneath the tires stops. Arya instinctively holds her breath, not wanting to disturb the complete silence.
What is this?
She whispers to Raylan, puzzled at the sudden quiet in the car. Pris catches her hushed words and proudly responds,
Audio suppression by interference. Works best at low speeds. It's like a giant noise filtering headset.
Pris chuckles. Leaning forward, she notices an intersection appearing in the darkness.
There we are.
Pris murmurs as she turns the Chirox onto an old limestone road, its deep grooves telling stories of endurance under the weight of countless cement trucks. They curve around massive piles of sand as rusted belt conveyors emerge into view, their skeletal frames reaching into the night sky. Towering storage silos loom in the dark, like aged sentinels, guarding the roads that converge in the center of the factory. Pris steers slowly past the ruins of a shipping building. Its doors and windows are but blind openings between brittle walls, while the loading docks stand stripped of metal sheathing and other valuable materials. The Chirox comes to a standstill and then slowly backs up against the wall of the shipping building. For a moment, the car sits still. Then, a faint hiss is heard in the darkness as Pris turns the engine off. All car doors open simultaneously, and they step out into the cold desert night. Despite the comfort of the Chirox seats, everyone is relieved to stretch their legs and backs. They do not stray far from the car, which itself is more felt than seen in the darkness.
It's cold.
Arya states the obvious, folding her arms against the cold night air.
Yeah, deserts suck.
Pris sighs.
Deserts at night doubly so.
She adds, rubbing her cold hands. She claps her hands and looks at Siren.
Let's go, Siren.
She says,
It's close to midnight, and even these weirdos go to sleep at night.
Agreed.
Siren replies, donning her night vision goggles. Gravel grates under Pris boots as she turns to the others to warn them.
One more thing. Do not start up my Chirox. The safety system will fry you. The reserve batteries will keep the AC running and keep you warm for now.
Again, she stresses the importance of leaving her car alone.
Don't mess with anything at or near the driver's seat. Don't touch the wheel. Don't. Just keep away from the driver's seat.
Pris is not in the mood to explain the intricate setup of her multiple car add-ons.
We will.
Arya instantly promises, intimidated by the lethal capacity of Pris's car. She watches Pris wave goodbye and follows Saren, who already vanished in the dark.
Be careful out there.
Raylan quietly calls after Pris as she too disappears into the night. Let's hope they'll get those bikes.
They have to.